Victoria, a queen in her own words, written by Lucy Worsley, Queen Victoria. The name conjures images of stately portraits, a time of empire, and perhaps a touch of sternness. But behind the crown, behind the official pronouncements, lived a woman of great passion, vulnerability, and wit. Thankfully, Victoria was a prolific writer. Her diaries, meticulously kept from childhood, and thousands of letters, offer us a privileged glimpse into her world. They reveal her innermost thoughts, her joys and sorrows, her struggles and triumphs. This essay, drawing upon those very words, aims to uncover the woman behind the legend, to understand Victoria not just as a queen, but as a human being. A childhood crowned shadows and sunlight. Born in 1819, Victoria's childhood was anything but ordinary. From the moment she was born, her life was set on a path that would lead her to become one of the most iconic monarchs in British history. Even before her ascension to the throne, her life was bound by strict protocol, a system she termed the Kensington System. This system, devised by her mother and her mother's advisor, Sir John Conroy, was meant to keep her isolated from influences they deemed undesirable. This rigid upbringing, while intended to prepare her for her future role, left Victoria feeling isolated at times. She was often kept away from other children and had little freedom to explore the world outside her immediate surroundings. Yet her spirit remained undimmed. Despite the constraints placed upon her, Victoria found ways to nurture her inner light and maintain a sense of joy and curiosity about the world. In her diary entry dated May 24, 1832, a 13-year-old Victoria writes, "I am very happy to be going to the opera this evening. It is my favourite amusement." This simple pleasure was a rare escape from her otherwise controlled environment. These simple words reflect a youthful exuberance, a love for life that shines through despite her circumstances. Her joy in attending the opera was a testament to her ability to find happiness in small moments. Her relationship with her mother, the Duchess of Kent, was complex. The Duchess was both a source of comfort and a figure of authority, creating a dynamic that was often fraught with tension. While Victoria loved her mother dearly, she also chafed under her control. The Duchess's intentions were to protect and prepare her daughter, but the methods often felt stifling to the young princess. Following her father's death when she was just a baby, Victoria relied heavily on her mother for guidance and support. This dependence created a bond that was both strong and, at times, suffocating. However, as she grew older, Victoria began to resent the controlling influence of her mother and Sir John Conroy, the Duchess's comptroller. Conroy's overbearing presence in her life was a constant source of frustration. This tension is evident in Victoria's diaries, where she expresses frustration with their interference in her life. Her writings reveal a young woman struggling to assert her independence in a world that sought to confine her. Despite the challenges, Victoria found solace in her passions. She turned to her hobbies as a means of escape and self-expression. She adored her beloved King Charles spaniel Dash, who was a constant companion and source of comfort during her formative years, and found joy in sketching and painting. These creative outlets allowed her to explore her imagination and find a sense of peace amidst the pressures of her royal duties. These glimpses into her personal life remind us that beneath the weight of the crown, she was still a young woman with her own interests and desires. Her artistic pursuits were a vital part of her identity. Her diaries from this period are filled with sketches of landscapes, portraits of loved ones, and reflections on her artistic endeavours. These entries provide a window into her soul, revealing a side of Victoria that was often hidden from public view, and reflections on her artistic endeavours. Through her art and writing, Victoria found a way to navigate the complexities of her life, balancing the shadows and sunlight that defined her early years. The Weight of the Sceptre, Victoria's Reign, Unveiled. In 1837, at the tender age of 18, Victoria ascended the throne, marking the beginning of a new era in British history. The young queen, thrust into the spotlight, embraced her duty with remarkable determination. Despite her youth, she showed a maturity and resolve that would define her reign. Her coronation, a grand spectacle attended by dignitaries and citizens alike, filled her with a sense of responsibility and awe. The ornate robes and the grandeur of the ceremony were a testament to the weight of the crown she now bore. "I have never spent such an evening," she wrote in her diary on June 28, 1838. "I really think it is impossible to imagine anything more fine or imposing." These words reflect not just the splendor of the event, but also the overwhelming emotions she felt. Victoria's words capture the magnitude of the occasion, but also hint at the weight of responsibility she now carried. The young queen was acutely aware of the expectations placed upon her. Victoria's reign was a time of immense change and progress. The world around her was evolving rapidly, and she was at the helm of this transformation. The Industrial Revolution was in full swing, transforming British society in unprecedented ways. Factories and machinery were changing the landscape, bringing both opportunities and challenges. Victoria embraced these changes, recognizing their potential to improve the lives of her subjects. She saw the advancements in technology and industry as a means to elevate the nation. She took a keen interest in the development of new technologies and industries, seeing them as vital to Britain's continued prosperity. Her visits to factories and exhibitions showcased her support for innovation. Her reign saw the expansion of the British Empire, advancements in science and technology, and significant social reforms. These changes were instrumental in shaping modern Britain. However, her reign was not without its challenges. The period was marked by political turmoil, economic hardship, and social unrest, which tested her leadership. Political turmoil, economic hardship, and social unrest tested her resolve. The discontent among the populace was a constant reminder of the complexities of governance. The Irish potato famine, a devastating period of famine and disease in Ireland, weighed heavily on her conscience. The tragedy highlighted the vulnerabilities within the empire. Victoria's personal letters reveal her deep concern for the suffering of the Irish people. She was moved by their plight and sought ways to alleviate their suffering. She made significant contributions to relief efforts and expressed her sorrow over the tragedy in her private writings. Her compassion was evident in her actions and words. These challenges tested her mettle, revealing a ruler who was both compassionate and resolute. Victoria's ability to navigate through crises with empathy and strength solidified her legacy as one of Britain's most revered monarchs. Behind the throne, personal trials of a queen. While Victoria projected an image of strength and stability, her personal life was marked by its share of sorrow and hardship. Despite her regal demeanour, she was not immune to the trials that beset ordinary people. She experienced the loss of several children, a pain no parent should endure. The death of her children was a recurring tragedy that cast a long shadow over her reign. These losses shook her deeply and left an indelible mark on her soul. Each loss was a heavy blow, and her grief was profound and enduring. In her diary, following the death of her beloved daughter, Princess Alice, in 1878, she wrote, "My precious angel Alice, gone to the land of the blessed, where I trust, through our Saviour's love, we shall one day be reunited." This entry reveals the depth of her sorrow and her hope for a reunion in the afterlife. Beyond the loss of her children, Victoria faced health challenges throughout her life. Her physical ailments were a constant reminder of her own mortality. She suffered from rheumatism, insomnia, and recurring bouts of what was then termed melancholia, likely a form of depression. These conditions often left her feeling isolated and vulnerable. Yet she persevered, her spirit unbroken. Her determination to fulfill her duties despite her personal suffering is a testament to her resilience. "One must struggle on, however," she confided in her diary in 1861, after the death of her mother and her beloved Albert, "and trust to God to help one." Her faith provided her with the strength to carry on. These private struggles humanize Victoria, reminding us that even a queen is not immune to the pain and heartbreak that life can bring. Her experiences resonate with anyone who has faced loss and adversity. Her willingness to confront her vulnerabilities in her writing makes her even more relatable to us today. Her diaries offer a window into her soul, revealing a woman of great depth and sensitivity. She demonstrates a resilience of spirit that is both inspiring and deeply moving. Her life story is a powerful reminder of the strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity.